Hey, good afternoon. And in this video, I want to talk to you very quickly about focusing on conversions. So basically, this conversation is on the back of, basically, we're running ads. I'm going to turn them off because they're not working. But the simple fact is that you go to any of these platforms, whether it be Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google search, YouTube, and that, if you're getting clicks, so on the left-hand side, we're going to do the traffic source, and on the right-hand side is evaluation. So the goal is to get you into conversation, okay, which is the money conversation, which is a conversation with a landlord or a letting agent. So, and any of these platforms, Google, Facebook, Twitter, any of these platforms are basically just mediums to get your message delivered out there. Now, apart from being commercially intent about, obviously getting our money out of our pocket into their pocket, they're also, um, if they get you clicks, if they get you like in front of somebody who's like potentially going to be a new client, then that's their job to do that. That's what they're doing. You cannot blame Google or Facebook or Twitter if people come to your website and don't convert. So what usually happens is people will then blame Google for not working and whatnot. But when the real true fact is, if we're running, say, I don't know, a search ad. Okay, let's just focus on search for now. Okay, if someone clicks on your ad, if we're running keyword ad, so being at the top of Google, okay, so someone's typed in a particular problem like how much is my house worth, and they click on your ad, okay, and they go to your website, okay, which to be fair, if your website obviously gets that visitor and that person then what they call bounces, okay, if your click through rate in Google anything over 2%, okay, 2% is the industry standard. We get much higher than that, okay. But if someone hits here and then don't convert, i.e., don't phone you or don't make an inquiry, submit a valuation request or whatever on the first visit, then it's not Google's fault. It's not Google's done its job in introducing you to a cold prospect who's actually Googled something. Okay, what you've got to look at is the conversion here. So this is why we really do talk about where you send people is more important than anything else. Not just the keywords or how much you spend per conversion. It's how much it's it's this effort here that you've really got to focus on. Is here is on this page here, and this is where you've got to really do like successes and like really like sell the service and the solution of that question that someone's typed in. So whether it's how much my house is worth, um, and stuff like that. So you've got to really focus on what the conversion is. Now, if you go and have a look at your analytics, which I'll show you my analytics actually, for every 100 people that visit our page, for every 100 people that visit our page, I don't know what I've done percentage, what's the percentage of someone actually making an inquiry? And that's what you call conversion rate. Once you've got the conversion rate, so how many people out of 100 people, it's got to be 100 people really to be real, like decent. So how many people out of 100 people fill out this information or make an inquiry or make a phone call for everyone that hits that page? If it's one, which is in e-commerce, so when you're buying and selling property, when you're buying and selling products, that's industry standard 1% on the first visit. Okay, you've got to realize that people don't usually fill out anything on the first time. They'll have a look around and stuff. But what we've got to do is get this up as high as we possibly can. Now, um, there's different industry benchmark tools that you can use, but we look as high as possible. We look for as high as possible. Now, obviously, without going too much into it. So what I'm trying to say here, guys and girls, is that if you're getting clicks from Google or Facebook or Twitter, and people are coming to your website and they're not filling it out, don't blame the messenger here because Google's done its job, Facebook has done its job, Twitter's done its job. Different intent values, of course. When someone actually goes onto social media, they're scrolling at 400 miles an hour. But what I'm saying is, don't stop these tools from working when they're actually working. Because if you're getting clicks to your from your website, from the ad to the website, then it's done its job. If you're not getting clicks, then obviously we need to look at the messaging on the ad and all these sort of things. So this becomes a science. But what we've got to look at is the conversion rate here. So if you've got 100 people coming to your website, how many people are coming to your website and actually filling in the information? Once you've got a benchmark of maybe 1%, 0.5%, 0.75%, 2%, 8%, 12%, 15%, you can work on it. And if you're happy with the return on investment of time and resource, finances, so on and so forth, we can then scale that with paid ads, okay, which is where you put the dollar in and you get $6 back, 1 to 6. That's the dream, 1 to 10, even better. Again, it becomes scalable. See, the thing is, most people don't know these numbers, which is what's stopping you from scaling and going further into it. But so I mean, I'll show you behind the scenes of my account here, which is we use Lead Pages for lead generation sites. So my course here, the Google Ads course, I've had 387 people go to the site. I've had 76 conversions, so that converts at a really decent rate, 20%. The YouTube course is 11%. So all these here are conversions. Obviously, that one there is terrible, But I mean, I suppose it's I'm not focusing on certain things. I'm focusing on others. But at the moment, I'm the course here is doing really, really well, converting at 20%. Of those 20%, a further 15% of that 20 become clients. So, whether you're using RightVal, ValPal pages, what are the conversion rates before you go and spend any money on advertising? Look at the metrics that it's giving you. Look at the messaging that it's giving you. So if you haven't got them yet, you should know them. If you don't know them, you can get them by whatever tool you're using, whether it's the blog, you can have a look at analytics and stuff like that. But if you've got any questions about how do we get that, then you'll need a goal set up. So how does Google know? How does the tool know? How does your website know if someone hits the thank you page or submitted to a form? How do we quantify that as a goal? So a little bit of a rant, but hopefully a bit of education. Don't blame Google, don't blame Facebook, don't blame Twitter. If people are coming to your website, then you need to look at the website, basically, is what the message is here. We need to look at where we're sending people to, how can we make it easy to consume and educational, and also don't forget remarketing as well. So how can we then bring these people that have bounced back into either this page once we've optimized it, or back into further content such as video and stuff like that, and then I'm following them around the internet to then get their name and email address and hopefully book a valuation. But yeah, so hope this helps with you maybe being frustrated with spending money and not getting any return. You need to look at conversion, because once you've got the conversion math done, it becomes a walk in the park and enjoyable. All right. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you've got any questions or comments, what you didn't like about it, what you did like about it, drop in below, and I'm always here to help. All right, take it easy.